The Voice contestant on Team Niall admits she used to write One Direction fan fiction. Aspiring singer Nini Iris particularly impressed coach Niall Horan on Monday night's episode of The Voice. Niall Horan just made a Directioner's dream come true. On Monday night's episode of The Voice, contestant Nini Iris captivated all 4 judges with her powerful pipes and revealed just how much Horan's former boy band One Direction impacted her as a teenager. The 27-year-old singer, who's originally from the Eastern European country Georgia and is now based in Brooklyn, performed Texas rock duo Everybody Loves an Outlaw's I See Red and got judges Horan, 30, Gwen Stefani, John Legend, and Reba McEntire to turn around almost instantly. Iris blew them away with her bewitching, rock star-like vocals and continued to impress them as she gave an enigmatic, confident performance while strutting about the stage. Each of the coaches sang their praises of the aspiring star, but Horan was particularly impressed, standing up at one point to encourage the audience to applaud even louder. That was the best vocal of the day without a shadow of a doubt. The slow hand singer said, "The pop rock singer in you really came to fruition. It was so strong, powerful, commanding. The whole room was with you all the way." He continued, "I think we're looking at a potential winner right here." After saying that he was glad to see her perform, no matter what happens, the Irish star collapsed over his buzzer, pleading, "Please, please, please," in an attempt to get her on his team. It turns out he didn't have to work so hard. After Stephanie, 54, called Iris's audition a Grammys performance and asked who she listened to growing up, she admitted she listened to some of the coaches. "You," Iris told Stephanie sweetly, "but I gotta say that I was a big One Direction fan too. I'm not ashamed to say that I wrote maybe a few fan fictions when I was a teenager." That piqued the Voice team's interest, leading Legend 44 to ask, "What are the contours of a One Direction fan fiction?" John Legend lookalike auditions for The Voice and shocks the coaches. "What's up, twin?" she responded. "When you're young and you love somebody, you just want them so bad. So you write about your dreams of meeting them." The judges had some fun with her answer. Legend joked, "You know what's sad? When reality doesn't live up to the dreams that we've had." To which Horan quipped, "You know what's really sad? I met John Legend." Horan got down on one knee to ask Iris to join his team, which inevitably she did. The Voice contestant later shared how excited she was to work with one of the members of her favorite boy band on Instagram, posting a series of images of her holding up the Team Niall crewneck. "Team Niall slay forever and ever and ever," she wrote in the caption. Just last week, another fan of the What Makes You Beautiful group, contestant Laura Williams, stunned the judges but wound up on Horan's team. Legend joked of the heartthrob's influence. "It reminds me of when Nick Jonas was on the show. He had a certain pull with a certain generation of girls." The reality competition series kicked off its 24th season on September 25, with new episodes airing every Monday on NBC. Never miss a story. Sign up for People's free daily newsletter to stay up to date on the best of what People has to offer, from juicy celebrity news to compelling human interest stories. When Stephanie cracks up at Niall Horan's impression of Blake Shelton's southern accent. "I love this guy." This season, McEntire, 68, replaced former judge Blake Shelton, who announced he was retiring from the series after 12 years in October 2022. People recently caught up with all 4 judges in September ahead of the premiere, and Stephanie shared how she intends to eye the country hopefuls this season. "I was really nervous about it because I used to watch Blake Shelton. If a country artist was on there and Blake presses, I'm gonna press, because he knows and I don't," the pop star shared of her husband. "But over the years, I feel like I have learned what I think is good, and it's been really interesting." She continued, "But this season I was like, gee, it's Reba? That's another level. It's been fun." In the world of reality singing competitions, stories often emerge that reflect not just the evolution of talent, but also the quirks and passions of those pursuing their dreams. On NBC's The Voice, contestants often share details about their journeys to the stage, but one recent confession from a singer on Team Niall stood out from the rest. She used to write One Direction fan fiction. It was an unexpected revelation, one that created an immediate buzz, connecting the dots between the contestant's teenage obsession and her present journey as an artist, all under the mentorship of none other than Niall Horan, a former member of the very band that inspired her. The dream of a Directioner for millions of fans around the world, One Direction was more than just a boy band. It was a phenomenon that defined a generation. Their music, personalities, and tight-knit camaraderie captivated a legion of fans, dubbed Directioners, many of whom became deeply invested in their lives and stories. Some of these fans expressed their devotion through creative outlets like fanfiction, crafting elaborate tales about the members of the band Harry Styles, Louis Tomlinson, Liam Payne, Zayn Malik, and, of course, Niall Horan. For this voice contestant, now singing her heart out on national television, fanfiction was more than just a teenage hobby. It was a way of channeling her creativity and love for music. She revealed that she spent countless hours writing fictional stories about her favorite band members, creating imaginary worlds where she could engage with her idols in ways that felt personal and meaningful. As she admitted this to Niall during a candid moment on the show, there was an air of both nostalgia and amusement. It was one of those full-circle moments where the distant dreams of adolescence met the reality of standing on a stage that could define the course of her musical career. The honesty of her confession endeared her to the audience, and even more so to Niall, who took the revelation in stride, offering an amused but supportive reaction. After all, how often does a former boy band member mentor someone who once spent their youth writing stories about him? Fanfiction, a gateway to creativity. The world of fanfiction is vast, encompassing countless genres, fandoms, and creative expressions. For many, it is a gateway into storytelling, writing, and even music, as fan writers often draw inspiration from the lyrics, themes, and emotional undercurrents of the artists they admire. For the voice contestant, writing One Direction fanfiction was an early exploration of narrative structure, character development, and emotional expression, all of which play a vital role in songwriting. Her experience in fanfiction may have been more than just a hobby, it was a form of artistic practice. Writing detailed stories about the band members, including Niall, required not only imagination but also a deep understanding of the emotional resonance of their music. This early creative work likely helped her develop a sense of storytelling, which she now channels into her music and performances. In many ways, her fanfiction background became the foundation for her ability to connect with audiences through song. What makes this journey even more poetic is that Niall himself, now a respected solo artist and a coach on The Voice, has always been known for his connection to fans. His relationship with the Directioner fan base was one of mutual appreciation, and he often acknowledged the power of fan support in interviews. The fact that one of his contestants had been such a dedicated fan, so much so that she wrote stories about him, only underscores how much influence artists like Niall have on shaping the dreams and aspirations of young people. Niall's reaction, from fiction to reality, when the contestant shared her fanfiction past with Niall, the reaction was lighthearted yet reflective of the bond that exists between artists and their fans. Niall, with his characteristic charm and humor, laughed it off but also acknowledged how incredible it was to witness the growth of someone who had been part of the One Direction fan community and was now standing in front of him as a serious contender in the music industry. The moment resonated not just with the contestant and Niall, but with fans of both The Voice and One Direction. For them, it was a moment that validated the often dismissed world of fandom. It was a reminder that fandom is not just about idolization, it is about connection, inspiration,